As a kid, I've like always been thinking about fantasy and mythology. It's a big part of my life and childhood. And so it was very much, I loved having horror be your sort of entrance into the fantasy space, and that it can kind of be blended a bit in that way. So it was very much like that's what I spent most of my time doing, is thinking about those ideas and how to make them feel real. It was so difficult. The whole thing was so intense, and wonderful. I think it's really an art form that kind of makes you go inside and sort of be very considered and careful as you're moving through. It's a very rigorous process. So I think like the curation of how you think is really important and is at the base of it all. So that was really the kind of main thing to me, is sort of figuring out how, like, when I was 23 when I shot it, how to kind of keep my emotions at this like healthy baseline and move through and be fluid through the whole process. I think so many things, that there was a lot of kind of technical lessons where I think I just didn't know at the very beginning, how do you, if you want the shot to be this, how do you move the camera in that way, and what are the pieces that need to be put together, and how do you talk to actors to get the right performance. So there was a lot of those things which I got the opportunity to practice quite a bit before this. And then it was just sort of, as I was moving through those things, like honing in on what tones and what actual worlds were the most exciting to me. I think that was a big part of this, like figuring out what I actually was the most excited to do. And so it was really wonderful in that way. It kind of trained me to be more honest about my creative opinions. Yeah, I mean, I think I had sort of written her, and all the dialogue was there, but I just didn't know her yet until I met Dakota, until she came on board. And it was very much just by way of sort of like hanging with her and having dinner and feeling what she does and what how she puts up her hair, and sort of what she thinks, that I could kind of imbue those like final elements of precision into this character. And she brought so much to it. I mean, she's like just a brilliant actress, and is so kind of effortless. So she brought this whole, I think, depth and truth to the character. For me, horror has always been a very classical, beautiful art form. I think it's a way to talk about emotions and structure stories. Is a very powerful thing, and I feel at times it can be doing things for like shock value or things like that. So I don't think there's anything missing from it, but I think that kind of, I'm more interested in that kind of like slow horror and using it to, in this kind of classical way. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.